Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sales Athlete Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Groth, and I have an awesome guest today, Gavin May out of Vertex Roofing in the Salt Lake area.
That's right.
And super stoked to have Gavin on. Got to know him a little bit already. He's producing a ton of work himself as a leading from the front type of dude, and he's building a great team over there in Utah, and they're doing some great things. And so, yeah, Gavin, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Really do appreciate the invite and the opportunities.
So Gavin, let's let everybody hear just a little bit of your current run rate in terms of sales and how the team's doing and things like your best year, what type of sales, what do you actually sell typically? What's your type of roofing projects, things like that. And then a little bit more of your story too. Would love to hear some of that.
Vertex Roofing. We do shingle, metal membrane. We can do synthetics. We can pretty much do whatever is going on. If it's roofing, we're a part of it, and we do commercial, residential, full re-roofs, and repairs. Kind of just trying to tackle the entire industry as a whole when it comes to roofing. Residential really has been our primary bread and butter, and we're mostly a retail outfit, so we don't focus as much on, like, I know some guys are really hyper focused on insurance or work right now. And so we handle insurance. We know the insides and out, but like I say, our bread and butter is retail and it's residential. So we've kind of really built a firm foundation, top 5 highest rated and recommended residential roofer in the entire valley here. Utah's a really popular market. There's a lot of competition here. Over 800 companies affiliate themselves in some way, shape, or form with roofing in the state of Utah. So the competition's pretty steep. So to be a top 5 at this point residentially is pretty big accomplishment. We are starting to break through in the commercial zone, getting a lot more commercial projects.
Okay.
So that part's been great. We've landed 2 projects over $1 million. So
Huge.
in the last 3 years. So that's been pretty cool as well. So just continuing to grow our name, our brand, our reputation, just who we are. Quality is everything to us, obviously, as most guys, uh, advertise. We're really trying to walk that out and prove it on every single job. And so your reputation is literally everything. Then as far as the team, we got 4 of us selling right now. I'm obviously the primary estimator and kind of trying to grow the team. I would like to eventually step a little bit more out of the residential side, really focus heavy on the commercial and property management. I think that's huge for growth, especially if you want to break into that 8-figure sales team, which we are highly after right now. We're getting close. I think we're about 2 years away, just projection wise. Going into 2020, Vertex Roofing was only like a 2.5 to 2.7 million. We're going to be breaking into 7, possibly 8 million by the end of this year. So we've seen a lot of growth, and that just comes to building a really good team, really good people, dedicated. Your production and your quality, the satisfaction, the cleanliness, like all of it goes so far.
What about your best year of sales personally?
Yeah. Best year of sales, bro, is right now. I'm at 4.2 million, and I'm trying to
Awesome.
get, if
That's
I
great.
really grind, I think I want to hit 4.5, but dude, it would be so cool if I could break into 5 million. That was always kind of a big goal of
And
mine.
is that all residential or do you have a couple commercial jobs in there?
There's some commercials, bro. I got like, maybe 4 that were just under 200 grand. And I did sell a $1.5 million job this year. But I've sold over
It all counts.
120.
It all counts.
It all counts, bro. But I've sold over 120 projects this year.
It's amazing. So
Yeah.
let's talk about that, man. Like you have sold a ton, you're leading the team from the front, which I love. You're on the rise. I love what's happening. You're in a competitive market. So this being like the Sales Athlete podcast, I like to kind of help people embrace that identity of you want to be your best, wanting to perform at your best. But, I think that you have seems like a very sustainable way to go about it because you're working hard, but it's not like at the expense of, your health or your family and like your well-being. And, how do you go about your business as an individual? What's your mindset? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to ask, but like, how do you go about your business and having this type of success?
Yeah. I mean, obviously time management's everything. Making sure that because you're going to have a full plate, especially if you want to be a big swinger in the sales world, especially if you want to earn that reputation and that respect. What it comes down to, man, like I literally plan out every hour of every day. Honestly, I think that's huge. A lot of guys just try to, I think, wing it, and winging it will work here and there, but it's not sustainable. And you can drown when you're winging it.
Well, what does that
because
planning look like? Tell me more about this, the level of intentionality.
I was up at 5 a.m. today just to catch up on. I was a little backed up on work orders and some bids that I need to get sent out. So that means I need to sacrifice because when I get home from work, I got a wife and 3 kids.
Mhm,
So they get my time when I'm off. I'm not working when I'm off. I'm
mhm.
with them. My entire day from the time that, I'm getting up in the morning, it's grind time until I'm off. I have to set that parameter. And so my off could be 5, 6, or even 7 p.m. But after that time, it's a hard line. Like I'm off work and my
Yeah.
wife and my kids are getting my time now because I need to be a present husband and father. Creating the space and place and the time to like appreciate and enjoy the grind. I think some guys get caught up in like this day sucks, or even if we call it like having a monkey on your back, like maybe you got a situation that you're dealing with. You really just have to grind through it and it's going to be okay. I mean, this is what you're getting paid to do.
Oh, sacrifice is big. I love that. What do you like optimizing your time for though? Tell me what are the things that generate revenue or some of the things that don't? What are the things you delegate or ask other teammates? Do you have the fortune with your business to be able to delegate? Where do you spend your time? Do you prospect? Do you have a lot of appointments that you take the best, best ones? Do you not take appointments and it's all referrals? What are you doing to optimize your time? What are you saying no to in the actual business?
That's a good question. So we generate a lot of leads mostly off of SEO. We're all over on social media right now. We hired a social media marketing guy who's blowing us up on there. We're in home magazines that get sent out like flyers, all kinds of stuff. So we're trying to generate kind of like natural advertisement that people just see. We want when people just see this logo that they know exactly what it means, that it's
Yep.
roofing. So brand recognition is everything. You got to see a brand like 8 times for someone to even remember
Totally.
it. So
Yeah.
it's got to be in their face all the time. We're not doing a lot of door knocking, if I'm being honest. That's just not our style. As I've said to you when I first met you, we prefer the approach to be a guest, not a pest. Like I want them to call me. One thing that I will tell you though, that is useful is when you're at a job site and it's just getting completed, we do a final inspection on every job, right? So before I leave the final inspection, what we do is what's called clovering. So like 4-leaf clovering, you want to touch every roof that's around that house and you want to go knock and you want to say, hey, like I'm Gavin with Vertex Roofing. I just wanted to ask how my guys did while they were here. Did they respect the neighborhood? Was the noise level too loud? Do you feel like they did a good job on your neighbor's house? Are you guys in the market for a new roof? If you are, here's my card. And so you're just getting the conversation going because I'm already in the neighborhood. So I'm not really a pest. I was already just here for 2, 3 days making a bunch of racket with my guys. So I've already broken through the uncomfortable barrier of doing like a cold call. I'm already here in the neighborhood. So if they want to get an appointment set up, that's great. If not, here's my card, no pressure. You know what I mean? So just continuing to try to get as much, I guess, eyes on you as you can.
So you're generating leads and getting area
So a lot of
on
referrals,
that
bro.
board. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have a good name and reputation, we have a ton of referral business.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'd say just natural generated leads from Google is a huge source. If you're not prioritizing Google, I think that that's just foolish. It's
Good.
the biggest way that people look up anybody to use for anything. So I think all the search engines are great, but Google is definitely leading the charge.
It's good, man. Sweet. So time management. What are you saying no to though during the day that you're like, bro, like I'm not going to do this. This is not going to help me make more sales. Like, what are the things that, you would encourage other sales reps that get, tempted to do? It seems like it's important, but it's really not going to move the needle that you just have learned to stop. It could be personal distractions, which I think is probably one you got to address. That's the biggest one. And then what are the business type of distractions that are just, they seem important, but they probably shouldn't be something you do to generate more sales?
Yeah, I'd say personal combos with buddies and can be very distracting. Honestly, fantasy football, like right now. And I'm a fantasy football fan, bro. I have four teams, so I am not knocking it. It's just like I get on these group chats with friends and stuff like that. But if it takes more than 5 minutes of my day, I'm moving on. So I can like get out some friendly conversations and stuff like that. But when I'm grinding, man, I'm grinding. Like this is my job. This is what I get paid to do. And I have to be a leader. Primary of the numbers are on my shoulders. And as a salesperson, what you should really be thinking about, your job is keeping everybody employed, because if you're not selling, we don't have money coming in. And if we don't have money coming in, then our guys aren't working. Our office staff is not getting money. Like everything is reliant upon salesmen performing. And if you're not performing, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it is a little bit more pressure, and every team member is important and valued and has their place in their space. But the sales guy's role is literally to bring money into the company.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if you're not doing that and not feeling the weight of that, you probably should recheck your mindset that like your job is highly valued and you need to be producing
for
and
sure,
not
bro.
being like overly pressured by it, just taking pride and valuing who you are in the company. Cause I don't care if you're a low level sales guy, you could still have a baller year and really show that you take this serious and provide for you're feeding everybody at the company. Money only comes in by sales. So you can still perform and take this serious and make a lot of money. Honestly, this industry has a lot to provide. So
Sure. That's awesome, man. So tell me about your sales process. What are the things that you find that you do day in and day out that you repeat that's consistent, that's the grind, that's like what is your sales process?
I'm really glad you asked this question, man. And I'm not going to give too much away. What I will say is, when we show up, like this is just our approach, and I'm just being real. So many guys, dude, they've just gotten lazy and they just run an Eagle View or Roof Scope or Roofer or whoever you're using to get measurements, and they're not taking the time. Like we show up at every single house. I'm not doing a bid from my office. I'm coming to your home. I'm shaking your hand. I'm giving you my card. I'm showing you that I have a truck. I'm a legitimate company. I'm getting on your roof. And unless, dude, it's super steep or cut up, I'm measuring that whole thing by hand. And a lot of guys
Yeah.
will hear this, I guarantee, and they'll go, no way, no shot. And I'm telling you, people still highly value a guy who's going to go out of their way to measure this whole roof because you can't beat a tape measure. And this shows I know how to use one. As simple as that sounds, it's legit. And so when I get on the roof, I'm measuring the whole job. I'm taking down every little detail from my production because this is what's called my takeoff. So I need to be detailed. How many penetrations do we got? Do I have a chimney? Do I have a power vent? Do I have a swamp cooler? What sizes are my pipes? How much flashing detail do I have? Like everything so that when I go down, I'm getting in my truck at this point, I'm putting the full estimate together. So we have a full spreadsheet estimate. I'm not reliant on insurance documents or Exactimate or whatever. I know how to put an estimate together and I know what's needed for this estimate. So I'm plugging and chugging. And before I kind of pre-gauge the customer, I ask them, how long have you been in the home? How long do you guys plan to be here? Is this going to be a long-term investment property? Long-term investment means I'm going for upgrades. I want to
Right.
give them high-end shingle. Low-term investment means they just want something basic. So I'm
Right.
just going to start down here. I want to meet them where they're at in life. By getting some of these questions, I kind of know how to put this bid together. So I put the bid together. I go in, I give a full presentation. If you don't know this, I don't know if other manufacturers do it. Certainty has this awesome booklet, step by step of an entire roofing installation process. And I bring in the products with me in a backpack. So, dude, I'm literally showing everything we're putting on. And I'm showing them a flipping picture book, dude, just so that it's like so simple that anyone could understand what I'm saying from start to finish.
Hmm.
Then when I'm done, you bring it home by selling your company. So I'm selling who we are, how long we've been in business, how serious we take this. Like Vertex is a peak, right? It's the top of a peak. So I talk about the 5 peaks of Vertex Roofing that we're trying to reach. That comes with customer service, communication, quality and craftsmanship, cleanliness and satisfaction, and then confidence. And so these are our 5 peaks. And we're making sure that people understand like we are truly after to hit the peak of all of these areas that are super important for people. And then the reality is, bro, as I tell all my sales guy this, and I tell any salesman out there, you can have all the product knowledge in the world. You can work for a really good company, but the secret sauce is you. They're buying you. So when you walk into an appointment, you need to create that connection. Don't keep it straight business. Create the connection. Find things in the home that maybe you could talk about. Maybe they got a hot rod in the car. You like cars. Maybe you can talk motorcycles. Maybe you can talk sports. Maybe they have kids. Whatever it is, find the spot to connect. And once the connection's been made and you're an actual person, you're a human, you're not seeing them as a number, that's when the conversation starts to shift and they're going to be like, this is my guy.
Nice. That's great. What are the things that you find yourself developing the most connection, most authentic connection?
Like I said, man, just being real and finding out where they're at
Like,
and
whenever
finding
there's,
out.
like, a bond, right, you share what they like, what are the things that you find yourself really opening them up and there's, like, a deeper connection? Like, there's, like, shallower ones and then there's deeper ones, right? What are the What are the moments? What do you find yourself talking about that creates that deeper connection?
Relationships. So marriage is really important to me. Me and my wife almost didn't make it, and we pushed through some really hard stuff. Our marriage went
Mm,
through the fire. So when I hear stuff about marriage, that's a big one. Kids mean a lot to me. I have 3 daughters. I'm a girl dad. So any girl dads I walk into, I'm like, heck yeah, we can definitely connect here.
nice.
And honestly, bro, believers in the Lord, that's a huge part of my life.
Love that.
And so when I can find that connection piece too, and you meet fellow believers, especially here in Utah, bro, it's a little bit different. So when you find it, it's super cool.
Yeah. It's funny, I actually, like, I played pro ball in Utah, and, I was like, "Man, there's a lot of host families." I was gonna stay with the host family, so I was like, "How do I go about this?" You know, because I was like, pretty important to me to feel like I can connect with the host family, so I actually called a local, church that, maybe shared some of the same beliefs, which at least it seemed to, and I actually got in touch with one of, like, the elders. They ended up, hosting me. It was cool. It was like a really sick home and right in
Super rad.
Orem. So, yeah, it was super fun. They were really nice. And I had the whole rundown of, like, that dynamic there and just being in Utah and how rare, that is and how cool it is to be connected with them. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
similar, man. I'm similar. So, I love that. Man, thanks for sharing all this. So, I got a lot out of this, man. So, just time management, sacrifice,
Yeah.
wearing the responsibility and taking pride in the fact that, like, people are relying on salespeople to succeed, and then also just, like, doing things that other people aren't, that maybe feels old school, but, like, it really makes a difference. So because you generate a lot of referrals, from that, the brand, the reputation, the quality by going, measuring by hand, meeting everybody in person at their home, generating an estimate in your truck, coming back and doing a full presentation, like showing them the products, that type of thing. And then really bonding and really building a relationship that's not based on business, that creates a real connection. Because when they feel that, they're like, that's my guy. They're
Yeah.
buying you. They're not buying the certainty shingle, which is nice, but that's not the reason they're buying, right? The reason
Right.
they're spending money to work with you is because of you as a salesperson, right? Is what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, I'll tell you a couple more things just to add on, just because I was thinking about it while you were talking. I think a lot of companies too can sometimes undervalue the importance of the person taking in and filtering your phone calls. This person needs to be customer service is everything. So you don't want anybody ornery on the phone, but you also need to educate like your office manager who's taking calls so that they know basic roofing questions to ask. We have an awesome office manager that grabs all of this information, and so it's pretty detailed for the estimator. Even as I'm walking in, I know exactly kind of what's going on as I'm walking in. I know trigger questions to ask to kind of get the combo going because they had details written down for me as I'm walking into the lead. A great experience from the time they make the phone call, a great experience with the estimator, with my presentation, with all the information I'm getting and the connection they make with me. Then they're going to have a great experience with my
Yeah.
production manager. Your production manager is huge. Whoever is the lead role running all of your jobs, they need to be, I would say, highly educated. They need to have great customer service. They need to be great at problem solving and just really able to communicate well to your customers and the crew from start to finish. A really good experience with the crew itself. And then when it's done, you got to wrap this thing up and put a bow on it and make them feel like they were treated so well. So we go back, perform a final inspection on every job personally. Whoever sold that job, you're the one who made the biggest connection and the biggest impression.
Mhm.
So you go back and you wrap it up. So I'm checking the final cleanup, which the production manager's already made sure this job looks awesome before it's basically the estimator's going back just to kind of solidify. Vertex Roofing is awesome. And I love working with Gavin. And you're probably going to get a 5-star review now because I went back, I checked the cleanup. They watched me with a magnet sweep go around the perimeter. I'm checking the rain gutters out. I'm jumping on the roof, checking the full installation, making sure quality has been met. And then I shake their hand and they pay me and they're super happy and they're going to leave me a review. This is a
That's
super
awesome.
cool experience.
What's the average job size that you guys are selling at? And
Dollar or square?
dollar. I know every market's different, but
Yeah. I'd say, dude, honestly, the average roof right now is between 14 to 17 grand.
okay, got it. It's good. You're a good sales guy for sure. You're bringing some really good best practices that, common sense is not common practice, and these are super fundamental best practices that will set you apart because most people don't want to do it because people are lazy. And
Yeah.
but you're not. You're a disciplined guy. It reflects in your numbers, and it's gratifying. Feels good to be able to do something, meaningful and helpful, and get paid to do it, and provide for your family. And
Yeah, man.
I think there's a lot of goodness in this role, being in sales in this industry, helping people, homeowners and building owners with their buildings, and brings a lot of purpose, man. And it's awesome, dude. So you get to get
Yeah.
outside, be in the fresh air every day, meet people in the confines of their own environment, their own home, and come and impact that home and that environment, that aroma for a few hours, and change it.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really great having you on today, Gavin. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, bro. It's been great being here. So I appreciate you taking the time and asking the questions.
I think we'll wrap it. If somebody's interested in connecting with you, man, what would you recommend? How would you recommend they reach out?
I mean, email's great. I'm just at Gavin at Vertex Roofing, Vertex roofing.net. I guess I'll give my cell too. It is what it is. If I get spammed, whatever. 80801-889-0396. And that I'm only on LinkedIn. So we have a full Vertex Roofing's all over the socials. I personally, this is another part of my life I'm disciplined in. I don't do social media, bro. I do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. If you want to have your own business accounts, that's one thing, but I don't have the place, space, and time for that. And obviously, I don't want that pollution in my life. I think that
Yeah.
it's more toxic than good. So this is just me personally. So you can't find me on there, but you can't find me on LinkedIn.
Does LinkedIn help you with your business? Like, do you find you get homeowners or find you, or like I feel like Facebook and Instagram can be really good when you're selling to homeowners, and I feel like sales guys who know how to use it right can use it as a tool to help them make more sales. But you're not
It's
on
a
those, but you're on LinkedIn. Is LinkedIn helping you there, or maybe just commercial opportunities? It's interesting to me because it could be a powerful tool, but I do agree it could be a big distraction as well.
LinkedIn is kind of where I get traction, recognition. Like I said, Vertex is on Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah,
TikTok. Like we're sending videos out all over the place as far as like Vertex. So my priority, bro, is that business is coming into the company. Calls are coming into the company because I'm building up a team that the experience every homeowner should have. It's not just about me. They should be having the same experience with every single sales guy that comes to their house. It should be exactly the same, which
yeah,
should be at the peak. So I'm not too worried about my personal. I have enough coming in. The Lord will provide. He is my provider. And so I just trust the process. I hear what you're saying, but yeah, LinkedIn is more like the recognition and keeping my face out there. I do generate, I guess, some here and there, but
yeah.
I'm also in a business networking group that's here in the Valley, and they're throwing my name around everywhere too. That
Nice,
generates some more business. So
nice.
just all different avenues, bro.
Sweet. Well, Gavin, again, thanks again for your time, brother. We'll see you soon. I know I'm going to be hanging out with you in Arlington here later this year, and yeah, appreciate all that you brought today.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. You're a stud, bro. Keep it up, man.
Thank you.